Oh, welcome back to the 14ASports radio show. It is time for our favorite segment of the entire show. It is the NFL Pick'em Chug.
Chug.
And as always, we got the round table, and we have a new entrant into the NFL Pick'em Chug. You just saw him earlier. Brownie from the 902 Brewing Company is in with us.
902
Now, here's the deal. If you miss any picks, you got to come back next week and chug the Black Dynamo.
That can be arranged.
All right.
We like it. All right, so we got a lot of beers to be chugging on this segment, so you guys are going to love this big time. Nipsey's got 5. I got 3.
Yeah.
Molly's got 2.
And a doozy.
You want me to start?
Brownie, you want to chug one just for shit's sake?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely.
I think I'm just going to
doing it
start
right
now.
All right.
Do you want me to even start telling me what I got wrong? Or
We'll get to it.
we'll just go right now.
Well, how about the first one? So do your penalty shot. Me and Nips went heads up. I had my underdog of the week. I had the Browns
I took Baltimore.
against Baltimore. That was my underdog of the week.
Yeah, I thought Baltimore, would come back strong after the bye week. I thought
Hey,
the Browns.
Where's
were just,
Ray Rice been? Where's Ray
Dude.
Rice?
He does not look
Is
good.
Ray Rice done?
He's got the hip issue.
Bro, I tell you, the tread.
How old
the
is he,
tread
though?
and the tire thing.
Yeah, you said it last week.
Dude, it doesn't. The age doesn't matter. It's about the amount of carries, and he has been utilized at Rutgers. Now with Baltimore, the tread of the tire.
Yeah,
man.
He doesn't look
absolutely.
good. He does not look
And
good.
they have Bernard
Different-
Pierce, who they can go
different
to
player.
as a reliable option as well. So
You're overlooking the Browns' defense. Browns have a good defense.
They do.
Browns are solid on D.
Agreed. But
Well,
Ray Rice, and maybe that
I mean-
offensive line is not the same as it was. At that offensive line, if you remember, before they made that Super Bowl push, was brutal.
Yeah.
They made a couple shifts. They put Brian McKinney at left tackle. They had a couple shifts around, and they made a playoff push. That offensive line is not the same, but Ray Rice is not the same dynamic player that he was. He's not.
Yeah. And
Tread,
like you said,
tread on the tires.
Maybe he is a little banged up, but he's not the same guy he was last year.
No.
For sure.
All right, so here's Nipsey's first chug of
penal-
5.
That's the penalty shot.
Penalty shot.
Let's get it on.
right,
All right,
so-
Molly, so what are you starting out with?
All right. Well, let's go through what we had last week.
Okay.
All right. So I was right on the Browns. I had the Browns. I had. I don't know. You know what I had? I don't particularly remember.
Last week, San Diego, which missed over Washington.
All right, so San Diego was a pick-up against Washington.
Brutal
San Diego-
end to that game.
San
Brutal
Diego-
end to that
Yeah,
game.
you gotta
Woodhead
hate that
takes the
game.
ball, it gets called a touchdown. They challenge it. They win the game if that's a touchdown. It wasn't, granted, but they get first and goal.
Right.
To win the
They
game.
had it. They had
They
it.
get first. They're down 3 points. They're first and goal from the one.
They're first and foot. They're
Right.
first and foot.
Right. They get 3 shots at the end zone. The first play was brutal. I didn't like. They were in the gun, and they did a little draw to the left side. They were completely outmanned. They couldn't put a hat on a hat. They were outgunned on the left side. So that went for nothing. Then they threw a little fade pass to Gates, which is all right. Didn't complete. And then that third play, Vinny Brown ran, or it was either Vinny Brown or Eddie Royal, ran a terrible route. The play was basically route. he didn't sell it. There was nothing open, and then they go ahead.
It was typical Chargers.
They kick the field goal, tie the game, goes to overtime, and now here comes RG3 and the Redskins. RG3 looking like the old RG3, and they come down, they win the game. That was a double miss. I missed on the pick, and that hurt for the Giants too.
Yeah.
That hurt for
Yeah,
the Giants. I
Last
missed
weekend
that.
kind of hurt the Giants overall, but
But-
from what it could have been to what happened.
That
with
was a
Dallas
pick
and
game. That was a pick game. My pick was right there. They're first to goal at the 1 foot line.
You got to knock that in. You got to knock that in.
Never
You
mind.
gotta
It looked
knock
like
that in.
Woodhead was in it initially.
I didn't think he got in on that one, but you still got to punch that one in. So I owe one to the people.
All right.
And Mike Shanahan continuing to troll fantasy owners by giving what is Darryl Young? I don't know what this guy's
Platoon
name
duty.
is. 3
They should just call
touchdowns
him Mike
on
Platoon Shanahan.
3 touchdowns on 5 carries. So just
All right.
keep the fun party coming with Mike Shanahan. And whoever
Walsh,
the other running
what
backs.
do you got? What do you owe to the table?
I owe 3 this week. I went 1-3 last week. I had, first of all, Houston. If Gary Kubiak doesn't die on the sideline, that's an easy victory right there for the Houston Texans.
I disagree. I don't think it had
No,
anything to do with Kubiak.
it did, because you know what? The Texans team, they see their coach down on the sideline on all fours. You know,
That's
you
gotta
don't
be a little
know what's going on when your coach is getting taken away in an ambulance.
Disagree.
They had that game locked up. Case Keenum throwing friggin' 60-yard fly routes to Andre Johnson like it's his job.
Great.
That's what happened, you know? They were killing Indy in this game. And the line on the game, too, was very indicative of what was going to happen in that game. Once Kubiak goes down and this Texans team sees what happens, that whole game changed because it was a tale of two cities with the first half and the second half.
I think you're making entirely too big a deal of Kubiak. I don't think that had anything
I
to do
think
with the
you're
game.
absolutely out of your mind.
Be a little distracted.
It's not Kubiak. You guys are overlooking the biggest issue. Who came in to coach the Texans after Kubiak went
Wade
down?
Phillips.
Wade
Exactly.
Phillips.
That's
right.
the issue.
But at the same point, Kubiak done. Listen, this is a Texans team that really needed a victory. They needed a victory not only to save Kubiak's job, but you got stars on this team all around the ball. Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, Ed Reed.
Arian Foster was out, though. He's hurt.
Guy, he's there. Whatever, he's there. I'm just saying the team. But the thing is, they were whooping the Colts in that first half. They were whooping them real good.
There's not
And this is a
better,
Colts team without Reggie Wayne.
Look
too.
at the numbers. There's not a better second half quarterback than Andrew Luck.
Yeah. I mean, he's on a
Kubiak
time
goes
and time
down.
again this year.
Kubiak is on the sidelines. That game plays out the same exact way.
Wade
Same
Phillips
exact way.
plays
I don't think
to
so.
lose the game.
I don't think so.
Wade
There's
he
something
plays
to
lose
it
the
when,
game.
when your coach is on all fours going
Phillips
into the
is
locker
scared.
room.
But here's what. But see, right? You're making a thing about that.
I need
But
an excuse, but if
Exactly. That's an
if that
excuse.
doesn't happen, the Texans
That's
win
an
that game.
Now imagine it was reversed, right? Imagine the Colts coach went down, and
They
the
probably
Colts,
beat him
He
by
did
40.
last year, and they made the
right,
playoffs.
and they came back, and they made the playoffs. Right?
1, 2,
So-
3, Chuck.
Right, but it
so
wasn't
you're
that.
You're just making up a thing that had nothing to do with anything.
You're ridiculous.
No,
Did
you're
Did you have your
ridiculous.
beer yet?
I just chugged it.
All right, good for you.
Did you have yours yet?
No, I didn't.
So
Because you're
do it.
still talking. All right, well, here's my Houston +3 beer.
Here's to Wade Phillips.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Or the Kubiak.
Can I get some beers?
here's my Kubiak beer.
He had a mini stroke. That's
Yeah.
gotta be disconcerting.
That's And Wade Phillips
couple.
is again coaching this week, so you gotta keep
So
that on the
basically,
radar. When you
and
pick
who are they
games.
playing again?
The Cardinals.
So lock up the Cardinals.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that
Okay,
in a little
good.
bit because that's on my radar.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, Coles.
Oh my God, I slammed that one down.
Nice.
Boss, you are.
All right. Well, I could do another penalty shot.
Well,
because,
we're on
right.
camera. I ain't letting the
I went
viewers
heads
know.
up against Walshy over here on a different game, Buffalo KC.
So
Great game.
Nips, both your heads up. You lost. Huh?
Yeah, and you know what? Unlike Walsh, who's just going to make up random facts that he lost. Buffalo, I mean, they just handed the game to Kansas
They
City.
sure did.
I mean, that guy, Sammy Johnson runs a slant route in the end zone.
They're about to go up
my
two touchdowns.
God.
And Jeff
Yeah.
Toole, I don't know what he's looking at. He just passes it right to the KC guy.
Did I ever tell you how much I love Jeff Toole? I mean, that was the worst pass of the season.
I was watching this game
No,
pretty close.
the worst pass of the season was Matt Schaub to the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That was the worst.
Okay, all right. There was the second. I forgot about that.
there were many matchup passes.
Why you
that
got
were
to kick
terrible.
Gary Kubiak when he's down?
But,
No
yeah, I
pun
mean,
intended.
Buffalo basically just seemed like they handed that game away to KC. I mean, I think KC scored 17 points on defense. And,
They
I mean,
didn't get
Two
offensive
touchdowns.
touchdown.
In the 14A league, KC defense, thank you.
Yeah, no. So, you know,
So
hey,
you owe that
such
one.
is life.
Second one.
See you later,
Let's
Rose.
get it. Later, Rose. All right, so, Brandy, what do you got for us this week? Let's kick off the picks for this week with
All right.
Brandy.
All right. You're
how
going
am I
to be
picking
our
here?
Rock Reigns?
There you go.
You're
Oh,
a
yeah.
leadoff hitter.
Lead-off hitter.
Hey, you don't know why they call him Rock Reigns, right?
No.
You know Tim Raines?
Yes.
Yeah, he used to play with a rock of coke in his back pocket, so he always slid head first.
I love
This
him.
is why you
I
guys
love
are
him.
up so late on a Wednesday night. Now it makes total sense.
No, so this,
He was
this is
hanging
your
out with
Rock
the mayor
Reigns.
from Canada.
Always Toronto.
Whatever.
There's no mayor of Canada.
I'm the
But
mayor
there,
of Canada.
but there should be.
There will be once he dethrones the prime minister.
So, all right, so you're leading off. You're the Rock Reigns. So the coke's in your back pocket. Slide head first into this one.
All right. Now I'm going to go against. Well, actually, you know what? We're here in Jersey, so we might as well be talking about the G-Men.
All right.
I think I'm not talking about them turning it around, but I'm telling you, this team's schizo, and I'm taking them. I think what is 6.5 points,
Play 7.
7 points. I'm taking it because I think they're going to win by like 12 or somewhere along those lines. I think
Okay.
G-Men. You want to put your money down? I think G-Men. Everyone doubts them. Everyone's talking about the Jets in this town, and you know what? Screw the Jets any chance I get, and I think the G-men are going to turn around.
I like it. I like that.
Be
pick.
the back page of the Daily News.
I like
and
that
Post
pick.
for a week.
7-point favorite at home. You got a team traveling across the country.
Off a disappointing
you
loss.
You don't know this.
Where they made the opposing quarterback
you
a
don't
Hall
know
of
this,
Famer.
but I'm the travel agent on the show. I like to deal a lot of picks dealing with that. But yeah, you got the Oakland Raiders. Oh my God! Who just got absolutely embarrassed by Nick Foles?
Ridiculous.
Nick Foles.
Actually, I'm going to
joined
also,
history against them.
I'm going to also jump on this pick, too. I'm taking
Okay.
the Giants as well. So, I mean, I said it before. I think they're going to win comfortably. I think that if they're going to make a season of it, it's got to be this game. They got to start it now. I mean, I know they did it before the bye week, but it's got to be now. The defense has set up. Eli's got to put the ball in the end zone. I don't see them losing.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right. All right. So that's your Rock Raiders pick. Go ahead, Nips. You still owe beers, so keep drinking.
Yeah, no, I could.
Walsh, what was the other one I got wrong last
Got
week?
anyone over there?
The other one that you
What
got
did-
wrong last week. Actually, before we get to that, you overtook me in the standings. So now you're in third place and I'm in fourth place. Keith McCord had a 1-3 week, but still managed to get himself back up to second place. How about Richie K, man? 24-10-2.
What's he done in the last 3 weeks?
It's been incredible. It's been because he's had 2 4-0 weeks in the last 3. So and let's talk about the 4 weeks because I think it's been 3-1, 4-0, 3-1, 4-0. So that would be
8, 12, 15, and 2. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Somebody
Not bad.
get Richie K to Vegas.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
for real.
Yeah.
I hope he's putting money on this stuff.
Let's get him in Vegas. I'll take a swig right here. My upset special was was Pittsburgh +6 over New England. That definitely did not happen.
New England threw up a 55 spot. Yeah, you had no shot on that one.
Yeah, did not happen. I saw Pittsburgh at least competing with New England. Definitely did not happen. Roethlisberger threw for a ton of yardage. I believe him and Brady went for 400 yards. Late turnover there really swung the way that this game went line-wise, but, we'll have that.
Yeah, I mean,
tell you what,
they were
that-
down a lot, and they just had to start throwing the ball.
Yeah.
it seems like.
That New England team, though, man, they lose guys. It doesn't matter. Aaron Dobson now, he steps up. They got Amendola, had a couple touchdowns. Gronk is back.
The thing about Dobson, his 2 touchdowns were in fucking garbage time, Like, you take it how you may. I just picked him up on the waiver wire.
That's fair, but
still.
they threw up a 55 spot.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
but-
want to say garbage time, it is.
Fine, but you know what? Everyone's talking about New England. Yeah, you can plug this guy in here, plug that guy in there. It's the system. It's Brady. It's Belichick. That's great. And that's going to get you 11, 12 wins a year in the AFC least. But you know what? It's going to be the same flame out in the playoffs. It's going to be a disappointing loss at Foxborough, and everyone's going to be saying, what the hell's going on? We need to get a wide receiver. We need to get this.
Well, I
It's
think
going to be the same, deja vu all over again.
I agree with you. I think those losses on defense, they can mask them during the regular season against inferior opponents.
Yep.
But you get to the playoffs.
Bring them to
I
Mile
agree.
High in
in
January.
Vince Wilfork, who has been a staple on the defensive line.
Oh,
Jared
that
Mayo,
hurt.
who,
Killer loss.
That hurts.
Killer.
So
Jared
bad.
Mayo, who their leading tackler, the middle linebacker that calls all the plays. I agree. I don't view New England as a Super Bowl team at all.
They're a great regular season team. They're going to make the playoffs, but again, it's going to be a disappointment.
Yeah, I
in
think
New
what
England.
03 was the last Super Bowl.
When we
No.
did our preseason
05.
preview, I had New England as my AFC team, despite all the losses that they had in the offseason. But right now, I'm not feeling comfortable
No,
with
you
that at all.
can't.
And my 2 teams, I had Seattle against New England. I'm not feeling comfortable with Seattle either. The predictor kind of
He was
ushered us into this.
Yeah, he was down.
and look at
Seattle.
what happened against Tampa Bay. They don't
Yeah,
they
but-
don't look so mighty now.
I mean, I sometimes the sign of a good team is winning ugly games, and they won the last 2 ugly.
Here's my problem with Seattle. They were at home the last game.
Right.
Yeah.
They were at home. If they were in Tampa Bay, I'd be on board with that. But when Russell
Tampa Bay
Wilson,
goes into your house.
21-0.
you got to make you got to make bigger
21-0.
plays than that. Yeah, and obviously they came back and won the game. But is Russell Wilson a Super Bowl quarterback? I think that's up in the air. I really do.
Yeah.
The weapons he has, too.
And they're hurting now.
not
I mean,
good.
Harvin's
They
Come
need
back
Percy
soon.
Harvin.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
need
they do.
Percy Harvin.
Just to stretch the field, give their running game a little more room. But yeah, no, I could see what you guys are saying for sure.
All right. I got to get to another Chugamon. I'm going to get with that.
Give me the other one I missed last week.
New Orleans over the Jets.
The bird. Let the bird be bird.
Bird.
I'm gonna be bird.
You want to do the same time so you wins? We'll
no.
see who wins.
No.
Come on.
I'll tell you what.
Don't be a lady.
Because I want to expound on this one.
I'll do it.
I'll tell you what. I've been wrong on the Jets all year. I really have.
Yeah.
I've been off the mark. I've been completely off the mark. I had the Jets being awful all year, and they come up with a couple surprising victories early, and then I took them 2 weeks ago with Cincy, which was Cincy was my team. I mean, I went against them, and now here I come back. I say the Jets got no shot, and now here come the Jets, and we talked about it in the Furious 5 to begin with. That front line played unbelievable. Copels, I thought, had a coming out party to a degree. Gino, what's interesting? They won without Gino. Did Gino play out well? He played well enough.
Chris Ivory looked
He
great.
played well enough. They ran the ball down their throats. They ran the ball. And early on,
I would
too.
say ground and pound, blah, blah, blah. But hey, yeah.
They went down 14-6, Breeze hits Graham a couple times in the end zone. I said, that's it. That's over. The Saints going to run away with this. And now the Jets come right back and score a couple timely interceptions. The Saints receivers didn't help Breeze out at all.
And the Jets dropped a couple balls that they could have picked off too. They could have.
And you got to give the Jets all the credit in the world. And now here they are, where I never expected. They're right in the mix for that wild card. They have a relevant season without a doubt, and somewhere I never expected. You know what? Rex Ryan's going to be the coach next year. So.
Yeah.
And did I not predict that?
I don't know what you did.
No, when we were talking about our preseason preview. And,
is that why you took Tampa as a lock your first week?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Did you have Tampa go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I certainly did. But guess what? That obviously didn't happen. But listen, this Jets team is playing awesome, and I think Rex Ryan has instilled that in his players.
They played awesome last week.
No.
Awesome is way too strong.
The over-under of wins that I think most people had the Jets at was like that 4.5 line. They're still going to win some games here down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Rex Ryan is a very inspirational coach. We know this.
Inspirational?
Yes. He's taking a group of guys.
You're absolutely wrong.
You're wrong.
What happened is...
No. Rex Ryan has taken a group of guys that a lot of people have passed on, that a lot of people didn't think have done anything.
They have three first-round draft picks on the defensive line. What do you mean they passed on? What is that? You're completely wrong.
The team as a whole. Give me
one guy people have passed on.
Nick Folk.
Cromartie. A lot of people passed on Cromartie. They say he sucks.
Cromartie's been awful this year.
Right, that's fine. I'm just saying, the team as a whole.
No, what happened is they got a real offensive coordinator.
Their running backs are no studs. We know this.
They got a real offensive coordinator, and the offensive line play has increased.
Rex Ryan is inspiring this whole team, okay? Nobody thought that this team would be anywhere near what they are right now.
I love when you talk. You love to talk about generalities, and you don't talk about the actual things.
I am.
You talk about Gary Kubiak going down, and that's what
that is what happened.
You talk about Rex Ryan being inspiring.
No. Yeah, let's talk about that.
How did Rex?
Let's talk about that.
Let me ask you this.
No.
Why wasn't Rex Ryan inspiring last year? What changed?
I don't know.
Surgery.
I don't know.
Nothing.
His job
they
wasn't
got
necessarily
better
on the
players.
line.
They got better
His
players.
job wasn't necessarily on the line.
They benched Sanchez.
You're crazy. He almost got fired last year.
But he didn't.
His job was still on the line.
But he didn't. It wasn't. They let him go this year. Listen, Rex Ryan was
sense.
Rex Ryan was hung out to dry this year.
It makes no sense.
Rex Ryan was hung out to dry this year. They gave him a roster that essentially would have left him jobless by the time December rolled around.
He wouldn't be jobless.
Nah, he definitely would.
He'd get a defensive coordinator job like that.
Okay, but he wouldn't have it in December. Basically, what I'm saying is they left him with a roster that wasn't going to allow him to succeed. And he took this roster that he has right now. When you look at the running backs that he had, Mike Goodson, Chris Ivory, guys like that.
Chris Ivory has a lot of talent.
This is a team, right? But he hasn't shown it until recently.
He always shown it. He just got hurt.
The receivers on this team, they're not anything.
No receivers.
But the tight ends, Kellen Winslow, Cumberland. Are you kidding me?
Cumberland's
This is
been
a
out the last 4
roster
games.
that is not set up to succeed. This is a terrible roster, but he still has his team at 5-4.
Okay, and now here we go. Rex Ryan can coach a defense. Absolutely. Coach a defense
We
very
know
well.
this. We know this.
Was he inspirational when they got blown out by Cincy?
No.
Did he inspire them then?
But you're not going to have it every week.
Oh,
You're not
so
gonna
he
have-
only
this is the
inspired him
NFL.
last week.
Only every other week he can inspire.
He only inspired him last week. No, that's
Don't get on
Don't
me on
talk
a
about
week-by-week
that
basis. We're talking about the overall picture here.
That
They're
motivational
5-4.
shit.
They
That-
are 5-4. Nobody thought that they would have 4 wins this
It
season.
has nothing to do with Rex Ryan or his motivation. Rex Ryan brings an interesting and dynamic defensive scheme to the table, and they do. That front four has played dynamic. That's the best front four of football. Conversely,
Okay.
the offense.
If you want to
led
come back
by
to me,
Moody-
where was that dynamic front four in Cincinnati? Same thing. As a whole, you have to look at this team as a whole over the spectrum of a season. 5 wins, 4 losses for this team at this point right now.
That's impressive. But
And
Agreed,
also
but nobody's getting
inspirational.
inspired.
nobody's inspired.
That's it.
People are inspired.
Whom?
Everybody on that roster.
They still can't sell their PS.
Can we get to our
All
picks?
right,
Because we're
yeah.
getting way out of line here.
Yeah.
Because you make ridiculous statements.
You wear ridiculous polo shirts.
He's looking it up and down.
That shirt's fine.
He goes,
I have no
What?
problem with my
What?
shirt.
Like Wolf said before this show, he's going to make up ridiculous stats. And I think that's what he just did.
that wasn't a
stat, it was a
statistic. That was
statement.
an opinion.
And it's ridiculous.
No, it's great.
All right, I owe this
Hold on.
one. I owe this one to the Jets.
All right, so what else kind of picks we? I need to make a pick. Finally.
All right, make a pick for this week.
All right, for this week, I'm going Arizona -3.
right.
They're at home against Houston, with the fallen Gary
we said
Kubiak.
earlier.
I think that fallen coach, it's going to take a toll on
That's
these
the
guys.
Kubiak.
And as we all know, going into Arizona, it's not a very easy place to win. We've seen a lot of good teams go into Arizona, lose over the years.
Like the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Wow, really broke him at the knees there. But yeah, I like Arizona 3 with the line here too. I think people see Houston as a good team. They might try to see them, rallying for their coach. I don't think it's going to happen. Arizona has a killer defense.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's on this Case Keenum train right now. Don't see it happening this week. Arizona and the defense
You have Arizona?
shutting this team down.
I got Arizona
right
too.
now. All right.
Again, same.
All right, doubling it up.
Pick
all right.
brothers.
You have in Arizona?
I got Arizona.
Yeah,
Ah,
all right.
Written down.
3/4 of the panel. We got it.
I'm going to go Tennessee, actually. Basically now I'm looking at you can kind of get the landscape of the league now. I mean, obviously Jacksonville's bad. Tampa's not good. Houston's struggling. I'm going to bet on what I know, what I've seen so far. Tennessee's D is solid. Jacksonville can't move the ball worth a lick. They have no quarterback. I don't see how. I mean, it's a big line. It's an 11.5 line. But whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah, this line went down a couple. When the line first came out, it was at 13.5. Went down to 11.5. Don't know what
let
that
me ask you
means,
this.
but
So, Jacksonville, do you feel like they got to get one of these at some point?
not this
you think,
week.
You
not
think they
this
go
week.
0-16?
Not this week.
Absolutely.
I'm worried
Yeah,
about it.
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville's pathetic.
I'm
Absolutely
concerned
pathetic.
about it, but it's I'm gonna keep on betting until I see it.
I think Gus Bradley, I don't think he's an NFL head coach. I think that's their, like Greg Schiano, I think, can coach. I think Tampa Bay will get a couple here and there. They'll pick somebody off. They should have 3 or 4 wins anyway.
Yeah.
They'll find one.
Never
to
mind
win.
week 1.
But
Yeah.
Jacksonville, they could run the
Oh,
table.
I can't
They
wait
could.
till the end of this segment.
They absolutely could.
Yeah, but Jacksonville, you're saying they're not a team and they're not a franchise, so they don't deserve a win.
Well, they have.
They're a joke franchise.
The
It's
owner has
terrible.
a tremendous
terrible.
mustache.
And the NFL's trying
It
to ship them.
does.
They're trying to ship them
True
to
story.
London anyway. They're trying. They're done. They're
Well,
done.
they're saying-
And everybody knows it. It's not a
No.
secret.
Actually, what happened with that was the owner
Right.
is the one that's advocating for them to go to London because they have
And
no
London
fans
doesn't even
in
want
Jacksonville.
them. London doesn't even want them.
I went to Jacksonville one time for the Florida-Georgia game.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I was down. No, it was great.
Jacksonville sucks.
Right.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
The only
shitty
reason I
city,
went there was
shitty
for the
city.
Florida-Georgia game, and I was down there, and I was down there on a Sunday. They don't even put the Jacksonville game on. like every other game at the bars on.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
no
Well,
one cares about
that
the Jaguars.
franchise
No
hasn't
one.
been relevant since Mark Brunell
Tommy Coughlin.
Since Tom Coughlin was the coach and Natron
was the
Means
coach.
was the running
And
back.
and I was actually living in Tampa back when they were in the AFC Championship when Tennessee blew
Those
their
are 2
hole
worlds
out.
apart.
I'm saying, but that's the last time that they were relevant.
That's because
That
they got hooked
was
up in
what
the draft by the NFL.
2001, 2001.
Early 2000s.
I mean,
yeah.
you look at that. You keep putting that shitty
Keenan
product
McCardell.
out there.
Keenan
Yeah,
McCardell was a
you
stud.
keep putting Jimmy Smith. You keep putting that shitty product out there for over a decade.
They're gonna want to be playing Bangladesh.
That's the
Yeah.
kind of fan product that you're
gonna
going to
be
get
Bangladesh.
with nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Forget London. They're going over all the way.
I would think LA would be a good spot for them. If they get a high draft pick this year.
LA doesn't even
and
care. LA doesn't even want a team. They don't even
Yes,
want the
they
Rams.
do. They're
or the
ready.
Raiders.
They're ready to have a
I agree
stadium.
with you.
They're
Yeah,
ready
LA
to have a
doesn't
Trying to set
stadium.
up something.
Their life's too good out there. They don't
Did
care.
you know that LA
Brownie, you're absolutely right.
LA has the best football market in the
No.
entire country?
Those
No.
are two different things. The market is tremendous, but do the people care?
Don't give
No.
a shit.
No.
I mean, San Diego.
They're at the beach all the time. Who cares?
San Diego gets blocked
right.
out basically every week.
Unless you're really
But
good.
2 hours
this-
from LA.
There's
this
too much else
isn't-
to do.
This isn't Miami. Like, you have a lot other cities coming in from LA. Like, Florida, the economy there is awful. It's awful. It's
now we're
terrible.
into economy?
Oh, we're
Yeah,
getting into
we're talking
economy.
politics and
We
economy.
are getting into
I
economy.
thought this was a sports show, Michael. I don't even
But
know.
what- no.
True story? True
But
story?
what I'm
Supply
saying
and
is,
demand?
if you
Supply
want
and demand?
if you want to compare LA to Miami, like two great beach cities, at least in LA, you have surrounding towns that will support it. You have Anaheim, you have things like that. But in Miami, you have
yes.
just a whole bunch of like poor people just trying to go to the games.
I hope this isn't broadcast in
Oh
Miami.
no, it is
Oh, it's going live.
over the world.
It's live to Miami.
The Walsh
You're
Economics Network.
I know Florida. I know it
I
very
know
well.
Florida.
All right.
All right.
Where are we at with the picks?
Speaking of Miami, I'm going to go with my lock of the week. So
Nice.
shake things up.
Great segue.
I'm going with Tampa
Oh!
with the lock of the week.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you,
You know
if
what?
they get off the schneid, it's going to be this week. Monday Night Football, which has been atrocious, along with any weekday football
I knew
broadcast.
I liked this guy. I knew.
Wednesday, Monday night, Thursday night games. Thursday night games are I forget that they're even there till I
Yeah.
get something on my Twitter Friday morning. I'm like, oh right, there was a game last night.
Yeah.
Monday night games, garbage. And that's what this game's going to be. And Tampa Bay is going to win probably by like a blocked safety if that's possible.
Guess what? That's also my lock of the week.
Wow.
You know what? The time has come. We will win a game this week. We will win a game at Raymond James Stadium.
Give me something.
It is
Shadows outside of his
happening.
house in Jersey?
It is
'Cause that's news
happening.
these days too.
And the thing is, I understand that the rest of the country thinks that Tampa Bay is an absolute joke, but you look at this team, okay?
Talking about the city, not the team, right?
Like the whole country.
Everything.
Right?
I'm talking about everything.
Where's
Tampa,
the rest of
Tampa
the country
Bay,
start from?
No. Tampa Bay is a bunch of white trash New York, New Jersey people that moved down there because they don't like
By
the
accident.
rent down
Well,
here.
she's
They couldn't
defending
afford
all of
Miami?
Florida.
That-
They couldn't
No.
afford. They didn't want to live around all the poor in Miami, according to you.
That's what's going on. But you know what? No,
You should be a Florida
dude,
realtor.
Yeah.
that's
Come
what's going to
live next to the
happen.
white trash.
You don't want to live in this house? Look at this one.
No, this one's in Jersey.
But-
It's
Walsh,
all
Walsh,
right.
can you give me any football thing? 'Cause all you talk about is things outside of the actual game.
That matters. It does.
That's all you talk
But,
about.
no, but you know what?
Inspiration.
Talking about Shiano's
It's-
house being on the market.
It's time.
Kubiak dying.
No, it's time for Tampa Bay to win a game right now. You saw what they did in Seattle. I don't know who the hell put those Tampa Bay jerseys and helmets on in the first half of that game at Seattle, but it sure as hell wasn't the same team that we saw this whole season. I think that this team.
What about the second half? Did they?
Oh,
Did
that
they
was
get different teams?
that was a new bunch. That was
All
a new
right.
bunch.
Then the Buccaneers
But
arrived.
we
That's what
saw a
Did they
team.
trade jerseys?
This last week we saw a team that was ready to play football that wanted to do good, and I think in that second
do
half,
good.
I think that team that you saw in that second half is a team that you saw gave up on Greg Schiano. They don't want to play football for him no
So
more.
now you're calling them the lock of the week.
Yeah,
After they gave up on
It's
them
go
last
time.
week.
After shitting on
it's
them,
go
that's his
time.
line.
It's prime time. They want to show out for all their friends, all their family.
I never understand where you're going with
They
it.
want to win for North Florida.
Don't worry about it. Don't
Is
worry
it
about
North
where
Florida,
I'm
or
going.
is that
Time for my
Tallahassee?
That's where I'm going.
Is that Tallahassee?
The best pick of the week.
Now, all right, so here's my underdog. Carolina, San Francisco. Give me Carolina.
Dude.
Give me that Carolina defense.
I like it.
Give me Cam Newton. I'm with it.
I'm with you.
That's no dog.
I'll cheers.
They are.
I'll air
It's a
cheers.
6-point line. What's the
Well,
line?
No,
Well,
yeah.
six.
It's a 6-point line. Give me Carolina. Carolina, Nipsey, we were talking about it earlier with the Giants. Carolina's a real team.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, they're not an elite team. You know what they're lacking? Another elite receiver.
Yeah.
If they had another elite receiver,
Coach. They're lacking.
Well,
a
that's what
coach.
the draft is
Ron
for.
Rivera.
yeah.
being around
How
there.
about like a Sammy Watkins on that team?
Oh.
Would he not fit perfect? They're lacking another elite stretch the field guy.
Oh, Matthew.
Yeah, and everyone wants to call Ted Ginn that, but he's just not that
No,
guy.
no, Ted-
Yeah,
They
I
want
tell
him
you
to
what,
be that,
Ted
but-
Ginn's had a kind of a
Too many drops.
not a breakout season, but
A breakout
hey,
season.
I'm I'm
He's an
saying
NFL player.
No, listen.
He's NFL.
Hey,
but
What
does
I'm
he scare
saying
you?
is-
Does he scare you? You know?
I've
Ted
been here for
Ginn-
10 years. I'm going to break out now. My name's Ted Ginn.
No, listen. What Ted Ginn has done this year, he's shown all the flashes. It's like, hey, I'm still here. You know, like
but he drops too many passes.
that's fine. But he still has that speed and
But
that
they're missing.
explosiveness.
They're missing another receiver.
Carolina's
outside.
going to the playoffs this year.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh.
They're
out,
going.
out of which
They're going.
division?
As
Yeah,
a wild
that's
card.
fine.
As a wild card.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. They could get New Orleans.
Oh, that
No,
division's sloppy
they
right
could.
now. That
Hey,
division's sloppy.
they're only one game out.
Either way,
they're
whatever.
only one game
San
out.
Francisco came out. I don't like that San Francisco team. I still think they are lacking elite receivers. That defense hasn't been the same. I know Alden Smith's coming back. That was a big deal. But that Carolina front seven, that's
Very
legit.
legit.
That's
Very
legit.
legit.
They can play.
And everyone's
Give it a point.
putting San Fran in that top 3 now of teams that are there.
No way.
But, I mean, who have they played in the past 4 weeks? They beat St. Louis. They beat
NFC West.
they beat nobody. So it's I see Carolina going in there, at least covering, maybe even winning.
And to support everybody's theory, 84% of the money in Vegas right now on the Niners.
Good.
So
I like that even
awesome
I like it.
thing.
Wait,
awesome
is that a real
thing.
stat or a made-up stat? Like
No,
you were saying?
pregame.com, my friend.
No, he's actually legit with those.
Yeah, that I got.
All right, do we have
I got one more.
Brownie? You have one more pick?
You know what I got to go with?
Mole, let me see.
Oh, well, he
Illegal?
I got to go with Denver. Denver, I think
Okay.
it's 7 points.
Yep.
Chargers. Denver's coming off a devastating loss before the bye. Peyton Manning has had way too much time to study the
I would
Chargers.
call it devastating.
It was pretty heartbreaking for him. I mean, he got a good reception in Indianapolis, but
well,
you know,
they didn't. Well, they played Washington after that, right?
oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but their
That was a bad
That's
game,
true.
though. Anyway, though, I mean,
That's true. I forgot
Either
about
way,
Either way, I think that against the Chargers, I think Chargers coming off a bad loss themselves against Washington, and I think that the Chargers are just the Chargers. They're the greatest fantasy team over the last 10 years. Can't win a real freaking game, and I just think Denver's going to destroy them. So
What's the
Yeah.
line on that?
7.
I believe. It's at 7 right now.
In San Diego, where Walsh
Doesn't matter
apparently
where
no
it
one
is.
likes anything over there.
The housing market's terrible there.
but no, but it's the
Is
biggest
that a
market
bad
for
economy?
football.
No, I'm
it's the
talking.
biggest market
No.
for
better
football
off,
in the
you're
world.
Wants
better
to
off
watch.
buying in
But,
Jacksonville.
hey,
than San
I want to
Diego.
put the franchise
Weather's
in
better.
LA. I want to put the franchise in LA. I would not be
Which
pissed.
franchise?
Tampa. I would love to.
You
want
want to move Tampa now?
Yeah, I
So
would
you want to
love
move Jacksonville
to
to
put Tampa.
London. You want to move Tampa to San
I
Diego.
no, whoa,
You go
whoa.
And you want to move
Don't
who
put
to
words
LA?
in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth, Black Dynamo.
Black
Commissioner
Dynamo.
Commissioner Walsh.
Put a black dynamo.
Commissioner
in
Walsh
his-
is just
Listen, I would love to move Tampa Bay to LA. I think that they have the talent that I think a lot of people in LA would support.
You're
There are
moving-
two
you're moving
teams that'll get
Tampa
moved.
Bay over Jacksonville to LA.
What's up?
You're moving Tampa Bay over to Jacksonville to LA, or you're taking Jacksonville as a foregone conclusion.
I don't think
to
anybody
London?
wants Jacksonville. Like if you said, "Hey, we're gonna move Jacksonville to your town," I think the town would revolt
So you
and
think
throw cans.
The
at
people
them.
of Columbus would say no way.
yeah, absolutely. Would you want the Jaguars moving to your town?
Fargo, North Dakota. doesn't
Yeah,
want the Jacksonville Jaguars.
absolutely.
The Fargo Jaguars. I like the sound of that.
But do you want to play in
Farguars.
snow and all that? Well, whatever. We'll get to that.
we
But
can do a
you
dome.
even
We can do a
talking
dome.
about?
in North Dakota, it snows, brother.
Why?
Oh,
Brother,
we can
it's
build a
like
dome.
22 inches of snow.
We've tunces.
No, but LA definitely has a market that is there. for a good team.
They have the best football market in the entire country.
They have the most fair weather fans in the most fair weather city.
Well,
That's
they
fine,
have
but you put a good product there, and Tampa's got the roster.
I don't know.
too.
We're not arguing anymore about that. That's stupid.
No, I
Back
don't
to
think
Denver,
so.
San Diego. We're going south of LA.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
Nips, you got to pick.
I got to lock it up with Cincinnati going against Baltimore. I picked them last week. I thought they were going to come back.
Ding, 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 ding.
I
I'm
think
going
we're going
with
heads up.
Baltimore in this game.
Is that a chug?
As a little upset special.
No, that's a head-to-head on this one.
But yeah, no, I mean, I picked Baltimore last week. I thought they were, a proud team. I thought that they would still have the talent, but they just have no weapons on the outside. Ray Rice, like you said before, lost his traction. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe he's banged up. Maybe he's just still trying to play. But I don't see this team winning a lot of games, and I think Cincy's got to bounce back after that bad loss last week.
I think Baltimore, you look at the line in this game, -1.5. That's all you need to know right there. I know that teams that are on the road that show a low spread like that, it usually means that they're going to whoop their ass. But in this one, I feel like the public will be on Cincinnati. They know that they're a better team. They know that they're much more skilled at every position. But Baltimore, the defending champion, they're not going to go out softly. They're not. They're not. It's going to be a close game. Whether Cincinnati wins by 1 point, could be the difference. Whatever. But I just don't think that the Ravens are going to go out softly.
Could you make an actual football point? You haven't made one the whole time.
I'm going on the line. I'm going on the line here.
The defending champions aren't going to go off softly.
Yeah.
It's a whole completely different team.
I'm going on the line here. That's what I'm going on.
I know you. You know what? Honestly, it's interesting how you choose, because you don't bet or you don't choose based on the actual football play.
Yeah.
You based on external factors.
Vegas knows all. Vegas knows
Vegas
all.
knows all.
But you don't think that the public is going to see Cincinnati -1.5 over the Ravens and be like, "Oh my God, that's a fucking steal."
I'm not talking about this game. You talking every game in externalities. You don't talk about the actual game.
That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. The Vegas guys know.
I guess that's why you're 1-7 in a fantasy league.
That's what in VJ's league. Nobody gives a shit about that league.
Oh no! You threw that $100 in for nothing?
No, I did, but I didn't have a keeper. My keeper was Aaron Hernandez.
I'm 8-1.
What?
By the way,
my keeper was Aaron Hernandez, but I
What do you do?
obviously
You're 1-8, right?
Clearly
didn't
doesn't
keep
have
him.
Biff's future
What about the
bets.
14A league? I know you're in first place, but I'm coming right back.
From where? 9th place?
No, I'm in 6th,
Oh, okay.
dick.
All right, here's my lock. Ready?
See, this guy,
Lock it up.
Once you get to a good point, whatever, just make it.
How is that a good point? I'm in first place in both leagues.
No, that's good. Great. We're happy for
Tremendous.
you. But you're not
Lock it
going to
up.
be there.
Nobody
all year.
cares. All right, you know what?
I don't care about
Give
what he
me,
has to say.
give me the Philadelphia Eagles straight up against Green Bay.
Ooh.
Lock
Give-
it up.
All right.
Give me Philly. Seneca Wallace. No,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Green Bay never predicated on a defensive system. They were all about scoring. Eddie Lacy absolutely has been a beast. Can run the football. Not with Seneca Wallace on the center. You can't trust him. He throws the ball like there's poop on the football, and he's trying to get it off his hands. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. Nick Foles got a little groove going. He's coming off a huge game. I don't think obviously he'll have a game like that, but I think Philly. I think they're prime. I think they're gonna make a move. That NFC is wide open, obviously in the East. I think Philly takes this game, and I think they send a statement throughout the NFC East, and they beat Green Bay.
Did you see that video today about Seneca Wallace throwing the football like Uncle Rico?
No.
Yes.
Oh
Into
my
the
God.
video camera.
Yeah, hilarious.
Same
they're exactly the same. It's
It's
awesome.
gonna be a terrible game. I don't know why you'd even bring that game up.
It's gonna be a horrible game. 'Cause I'm locking it up.
902 in the house.
The Eagles are going to come back to earth because that was a ridiculous game last week.
They played the Raiders.
That
They
was
played
a
the
complete
Raiders.
anomaly. And the Packers are
LaShawn
gonna shit
McCoy.
until Rodgers gets
LaShawn McCoy run the ball down their throats.
right, but they won't. Chip Kelly doesn't like to run the ball.
I don't know. I disagree with that.
If the run's working, he'll run it.
But yeah,
Did you ever watch Oregon? All they did was run.
Has
He's not
anyone,
Andy Reid.
They like to run with the quarterback too.
Yeah.
has anyone
can't
hit
do
more
that
ups
with-
and downs this year than Philly?
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen
The
with
Jets?
this team.
Jets.
Well,
Jets.
Jets.
Well,
yeah. Probably the
obviously.
Jets and Philly. are
Win,
Depends on the
loss,
inspiration for Rex,
win,
from Rex
loss,
Ryan.
win, loss, win, loss.
You know what? You come here every week.
You come in on the big segment whenever you want.
I'll come every other week to inspire.
as
Call me Rex.
long as,
Motherfucker gets it.
as long as you bring the 902, that's all that matters.
Fire him up.
We get
Dynamite.
growlers every other week.
Dynamite.
I'm only going to do inspired picks when I get every other week on the
When I
ground.
get growlers.
Well, good for you.
You're going to be my Rex Ryan.
Anybody else got any fucking beers?
You
to
like
chug?
feet?
I think I got 2 more to chug.
See,
but
that's
Smells
gross.
like being in the
That's
studio.
gross.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know if we
Alright.
want to see this, though.
Anybody else with picks?
I made all my picks.
All right, so I got Baltimore, said that +2, Arizona. Oh, the upset. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going with Atlanta +6 over Seattle.
don't
Yeah.
like it.
I'm going to go with that one. Seattle coming across the country. You know how much I love
Kid loves
those.
it. He's a
Love
travel
'em.
agent.
I love them.
You've been
And,
watching the
here's the
Falcons?
We
thing.
need to get a toy plane that we could bring.
Yeah.
have on the screen
I would
while-
dig that.
while
I would
watching
dig that.
Yeah, we need
across
toys.
the country.
We clearly need toys.
Regardless, 75% of the money right now is on Seattle. Gotta love Atlanta in that
Going the
factor.
other
Yeah,
way.
I know. Yeah, I listen. I know what
You
you're
don't
saying.
ever talk about football.
He's a
That's
math-
not
he's
what
a
it matters.
mathematician.
That's
He's a
not what it
mathematician.
matters. Listen,
He's a
Atlanta,
mathematician. Have you ever met him?
Atlanta played Seattle last year in the playoffs. You know, this is going to be a huge grudge match. I don't see Atlanta winning this game. I just see it being like, you know, a field goal game. I can see this game even going to overtime, if that may be.
Atlanta looks terrible.
Why?
I understand they do. But listen, Seattle coming across the country in a couple picks this year.
He's a geography major. This is what
Yeah,
he's used to
that's
now.
what happens. You know, Seattle didn't look good at Houston. I know it's not across the country, but it's still a long trip. You know, Seattle's not good on the road. We've seen them against St. Louis.
I got a
We
question.
know how it is.
When they play it in London, how the hell do you pick that game when both teams are
Dude,
traveling?
you
that
got to
far?
know the travel schedules. You got to know them. You got to know them.
What? Do you just call like a tie every time they play in London?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
They're just gonna forfeit the game.
Lock it up. You lock it
Oh,
up when they're
man.
in London.
Speaking of locking up, Rod telling us to lock it up right
We're
now.
getting locked up right now.
Pointing to his fucking swatch.
What do you
Oh.
got? You got a Timex?
That's a
A
fake
Casio? What do you got over there?
Yeah.
No
Oh, shit.
Oh,
No.
shit.
Of course not. We're not
Rob's got
black.
rolling for days.
Nobody gives it. White people don't give a shit about watches. We still got the digital watches. Nobody cares about that shit.
Swatches?
All right, so did everybody get their picks in? We're all good for the
Yeah,
night?
yeah. Yeah, I want to thank you guys. Hey,
I'm
thanks for having me.
inspired.
Yeah, we definitely do too. We definitely
Brownie,
want to
come
thank,
back, man.
Cheers,
thank
guys.
Ames
You're our
Brand,
Rex Ryan
902
inspiration.
Brewing.
Every other week I'll inspire
We
you.
liked it. We liked the inspiration.
Nice.
The
Especially
black,
since you're on a bye week this week. That's
yeah,
nice.
the black Dynamo was a huge hit on set.
Dynamite. Dynamite.
I
You
know,
guys, you guys
I
say
know.
Dynamo.
He keeps
You guys-
saying
It's
it.
Dynamo.
We'll do
Yeah,
it.
you guys
It's
are
not
dynamite.
dynamite to me. It's dynamo.
But it's black dynamite for all yous out there.
Oh, we didn't even get to Rich's picks. Let me get. The
Don't
sheet.
worry about it.
No,
We'll-
no,
they'll
no.
be on the website.
No. We need it.
Well, he
We
is
need
4-0.
it. We need it. Well, that way we can just.
All right,
tell
if you want
our
to bet
Twitter
something, bet
listeners.
this.
All right, so this is what you have to bet this
He's
week.
like 15 and
Yeah,
3, 2.
24, 10, and 2 for the
For that
season.
season.
The guy is amazing. All right, so Rich says this week. What does Rich say? What does the Rich say? Washington -2. That's what he likes. He likes the over in the Dallas-New Orleans game this week. His lock of the week, Denver -7, which I know you liked. And the upset of the week, which everybody else liked, Carolina -6.5. So those are the picks that you want to do. Washington over 53.5 in the Dallas-New Orleans, Denver, and Carolina. That's Rich's picks. That's what's been working. So that's what you got to go with.
Dude.
I'm inspired. I'll tell you what.
You got to
I'm
be
very
inspired.
inspired.
If you ain't inspired, you shouldn't do the goddamn radio show. You know, got to be inspired.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Next week, when you make your picks, can you actually make a football point
No.
instead of like
No.
travel
I'm not.
schedules?
No.
And like
I'm rolling with it.
inspirational
No.
and
It's
Fuck
about-
you.
It's
and
about
your
the real
stupid
estate
football.
market,
Yeah.
Michael. I don't know if you understand this.
Can you like tell me about a defensive lineman that's going to rush a passer?
You're
one
only
time.
you're only a half game over me, so
He's
you know,
never
we're
picking
not
Grambling,
going-
that's for sure. 'cause they buses to
No,
places.
God no, God no, not with them brothers. All right,
Them brothers.
we're out of here for the night. On behalf of the rest of the 14A panel and Andrew Brown of 902 Brewing Company, make sure you check him out. Twitter, Facebook, and 902brewing.com. Check him out. Thank you to Lachi this evening for being our producer in charge. Anybody else?
Nah, man, good show. Andrew, thank you for coming by.
Thank you
Great
guys.
show. You're
Thank
always
you. Great-
welcome.
great
I
time.
can't-
902.
A lot of
I
fun.
can't wait to watch this show because
902,
I'm
killed it.
definitely not going to remember any of it right now. We are 14A Sports on 15 Minutes Fame Radio. We'll see you next Wednesday, baby.
Deuces.